Thank you. Thank you. Is this? It was hard to hear when there was no microphone. Is this working? Is this better? Yes. Outstanding. Okay. Well, Kimber, thank you. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see this room full of people ready to get going and do some great things. And some of you already have, because we have both new and current members of the EIA team in here, and so of our executive team. So thank you, Kimber. Thank you for the introduction. Kay and Joni, I'll explain roles here in just a minute, but we have a tremendous staff that's just doing wonderful things, as most of you or some of you already know. I just want to say a couple things about the program. Ashley and I, it's just so heartwarming, so exciting, and so gratifying to know that great things are being done in the community because of people like yourselves. And everybody, if you have the folders, you'll see these impact profiles. You don't need to get them out, but as you're going through your packet at some point, or some of you have already seen these impact profiles describe the change that's occurred in organizations because of work being done by executives like yourselves, like I said. And some of these talk about the executives themselves. Some talk about the specific work at the nonprofits that are being done. And our goal is to create as big a return on investment, a very common business term, but our goal is to create as big a return on investment at these nonprofits as possible. And since we started, I think, Kay, it was you that mentioned that 5 years and 2 days ago, we had our very first project at Contact Crisis Line. And since then, we've done 270 projects. We've had 678 executives participate. We never would have guessed that the impact in the community generated by these projects has totaled over $4.7 million. And that's fantastic. That's great. And we're so excited. When you hear these stories, you really get fired up. But it's just the beginning. It's really just the beginning. 2014 for us, we did for those that just came in at the new executive orientation, we gave brief intros, and it was really fun to hear everybody's stories and their experiences. And I just mentioned that that this year is a year where, you know, everything changes. Nothing is static, right? And organizations change, nonprofits change, the world changes, right? And we need to change along with it. We can't do the same things we did before. We were kind of going, you know, spraying out projects in a sense like a fire hose when we first started, because the pain was so great in the community in 2009. It's not wildly different today, but how we execute needs to be different. And one of the things that we've observed is putting people together on projects has created much more dynamic change and impact than perhaps just an individual on some project somewhere. And so from a staff standpoint, our work is to go and scope with that executive director the best possible project we can do. So a lot of times it's very difficult to think beyond the next, 10 minutes, because there's so much going on at these individual nonprofits that to really get that executive director to think strategically is somewhat challenging. And our goal is to go in there and work with them and really, where do you want this organization to be in 3 years and 5 years? And if they can begin to think about that, they may not know the answer, but if they can think about that, that's where we can come in, because we can help do the strategic plan. We can help put in place the very things with your experiences that cause them to ratchet up their ability to deliver to their client base, probably produce better messaging to their donor base, bring in more money through their ability to describe the outcomes that they're generating, that really allow that nonprofit to not only achieve their goal, but probably blow right through it, because so many things are coming together and working. And so one of the things that we're really working to do this year in 2014 is create those project teams to work together to create the deeper impact. We're probably going to do, I say probably, the goal is to do fewer overall projects this year. That's not a bad thing to say. We're probably going to do fewer overall projects, but within an individual, pick a given nonprofit where we decide to make a big, meaningful grant to them. And a grant is in the form of, in essence, several projects rolled into one team of a team of executives going in rather than perhaps one or two, that impact is going to be meaningful. And so we're going to scope deeper and richer projects. We're going to have broader executive teams come in and make that really powerful, meaningful impact that is truly transformational. So I cannot tell you how excited I am to sense the energy in the room, and when people were just, again, describing their experience set, knowing some of the executives in the program now. This is going to be a fantastic year, and I'm super, super excited. Let me briefly introduce our team. Joni Robertson is really in charge, as you've already seen and probably experienced, is overseeing the, in essence, the scoping work with the nonprofits. She is doing the interviewing with executives and really working hard to understand where are your strengths, where are your passions, because that's a meaningful part of the program too. Humans are humans, right? Everybody's got interests, and some things are really, you get really passionate and fired up about. Some things may not really move the meter a whole lot personally, and our effort is to ensure, and Kay plays a meaningful role in this too, is to ensure we know where we're going to put you in the best position to succeed. So in the interviews that you have with Joni and with Kay, be upfront. Don't hold back. As much as you're interested in particular sectors, I think we identified a couple sectors earlier. We'll do it again. Those where you're most passionate, be sure to mention those, because again, people are going to do better work and more passionate work in the areas where they just have kind of an ingrained interest. So I referenced Kay. Kay is really our kind of jack of all trades office manager. She makes sure everything is cohesive, stays together. She'll work with Kimber, she'll work with Joni on everything that we do. Kimber really, we put a lot on her plate for 2014. The enhanced marketing effort, all these things fit together, and I'll summarize that in just a second, but how we message to the public what we're trying to do. Executives in Action is a little bit of a challenging story. We're describing really a twofold mission, and in essence, when we talk to prospective donors, we're not trying to take donor money from a given nonprofit. We are not trying to do that at all. But what we are saying is, continue to give to your favorite nonprofits. Please continue to do so. But think of us when you think of them. When you give $500 to the North Texas Food Bank, for example, that is meaningful money to ensure that they can continue to stock their pantry. If you give us $500 alongside that $500, we're going to get you, as evidenced by these impact profiles, we're going to get you a 10 times or more return on that. So in essence, it's like giving a $5,000 gift to that agency, because what you're doing, donor, is you're harnessing the talent of unbelievably talented executives that have the ability to put some time into a project that's going to make this transformational impact. So that's the messaging that Kimber is trying to do. And so really, to wrap this up and put a bow on it, our effort is to work alongside you as you're embedded in these projects. Our goal is to scope as good a project as we can do, help define the biggest impact that we can create, put the right people in the right spots to make sure that these nonprofits are able to now do things that they otherwise could not have done before. So thank you all for coming today. Again, we've got a tremendous staff that can't wait to work with you and put you in positions to make a big, big impact on the community. So thank you.